And if I'm not sure, I'll hold back. But in time, in the fullness of time, hindsight's 20/20, as they say, I got to tell you, my gut and all the intellectual evidence tells me he was born in Kenya. It fits in with his dad, the madrasas, growing up in Indonesia, his real name's Barry Soetoro. Everything about this guy is fake. How could the CIA, how could the Justice Department, how could the government let him become president knowing this would come out?
Well, first off, I've been advised by some high people over in Britain that our FBI and CIA know the truth about him, but there's no reporting. When you run for president, there's nobody you have to check in and show that you are who you are. But think about it. He's committed fraud in every one of the states unless he can show us documentation that he has legally changed his name after being adopted in Indonesia. By signing his name as Barack Hussein Obama, that would be fraud.
Stay there. Yeah, again, you're a great legal mind. He's done hundreds of things. We'll cover them when we come back. All right, as usual, folks, I'm just ranting because for a year or more I've been looking and studying the birther issue, and you have scales. And early on, there was more evidence that he was born in Kenya than that he was born in Hawaii, and having a fake name and covering up his history and saying he doesn't have Muslim roots. I'm not saying that's bad, but lying about it, now saying he does have Muslim roots and saying he's a Muslim on TV and speech after speech, then saying it was an accident later, probably done on purpose. And just all his deception and covering up the college records. But Attorney Philip Berg has gone over the Constitution, Bill of Rights, him lying on entrance forms. You were getting to that, Mr. Berg, the first lawyer to speak up, the first guy to file suits. You were getting into all the lies we know he's told, how you were saying he should be prosecuted for fraud. Get into that.
Well, I think, first off, let me say this. Significant is the fact that this has been around on the Internet for over 2 years. Significant is the fact that in June 2008, 2 months before I got involved in this, on the Obama campaign website, they put this document, which they keep trying to say is a birth certificate. It's not. It's a certification of live birth, and our expert has determined, and it's on our website, obamacrimes.com, that the document is a phony. It's a fraud. It's been altered. First off, so when I filed my, I got a phone call at the beginning of August 2008 from an individual I've worked with for years, a young lady, Linda, and she said, "Phil, have you heard about this Obama not being a natural-born citizen?" I said, "Absolutely." "Do you know about it?" I said, "Not too much." She said, "Well, check it out." She said, "It's for real. He's not natural-born. He has no business being president. And Phil, you're the only attorney in the country with brass you-know-whats to sue Obama." So I looked into it, and 2 weeks later, I sued Obama. I sued him August 21st, 2008. That's significant because that was before the Democratic National Convention. I sued Obama, and not only Obama, I sued the Democratic National Committee. Think about it, Alex. Two different roles. Obama wanted to be president, but the Democratic National Committee, of course, wanted a Democrat as president, but they had a higher duty, in my opinion, and that is to convey to the American public that they have a qualified candidate. I expected them to do something. They didn't, because they didn't respond before the convention. He got nominated. He had his big thing at the football stadium, and a month later they filed a joint motion to dismiss, which infuriated me. It just showed that there was collusion between both of them, and I really mean that. When I filed suit August 21st, significant is, and I put out a press release, I said, "Obama, if I am incorrect, prove me wrong. Show me your long form, your vault copy of your birth certificate, and I'll walk away. I'll go away." And did he show that to me? No, he didn't show that to me. What did he do? Nothing. He didn't respond to that, which is significant because, and the vault copy for your listeners is different. The vault copy of a birth certificate, and those that have a real birth certificate will know, a vault copy has the weight of the baby, the length of the baby, it has the hospital name, the doctor's signature. All of these things which I just mentioned are not on this phony, this certification of live birth. And a certification of live birth, back then, they might have changed it recently in Hawaii, what it's going to be used for, but back then, you could not even register your child for Little League. You couldn't get a passport on it. You couldn't even get a land grant in Hawaii based upon that. So, they keep trying to shove it down our throat. Like you had Chris Matthews on MSNBC last week waving in front of the camera. Well, hey, Chris, watch what you're waving. You're not waving a birth certificate. Stop being phony out there. They're covering it more and more because I think part what happened with Congressman Cassell in Delaware. He held a town meeting on June 30th, 2009, and the woman stood up and said, here's my birth certificate. Basically, where's Obama's birth certificate? The congressman said that he is a citizen. The whole audience booed, and since then it's really taken off.
Well, that was the point I was going to make, and we're going to play that video when we come back in the next segment, or part of it, is that this was spontaneous, and now other videos are surfacing with Democrat and Republican congressmen being booed, and whole crowds are spontaneously angry, even Democrats. This is a massive underground issue, probably the biggest issue, because I think at a fundamental level, but you're the expert, give me your inside take on this. I don't think anybody's got their finger on the pulse of this like Phil Berg, who's online with us right now. But when we come back, I want to ask you, and we're going to play this clip, the big question. Is the main issue that people are insulted by being patted on the head and said, we've shown you the birth certificate, sit down and shut up, when Kenyan newspapers are saying he was born over there and they're proud of it? His grandmother's running around on video saying he was born over there. His dad lived over there. He's got his cousin starting, riots over there with Obama advising him in the Senate how to do it. You've got Obama operating under another name, lying on college forms, sealing everything. What's making folks so upset?